Hello grade 9 students, this is Teacher V and welcome back here on my channel. Ang lesson natin for today is all about Pythagorean Theorem. Nasa quarter 3 pa rin tayo, week 7. Pero bago tayo mag-start, i-click mo muna yung like button sa bandang baba nitong video and mag-subscribe kung hindi ka pa nakaka-subscribe sa channel ko para maging updated ka sa mga videos na i-upload ni Teacher V. Pwede mo rin tong i-share sa mga kaklase mo or mga kaibigan mo para mas lalo nilang mahalin ang mathematics. So, ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin ng Pythagorean Theorem? When we say Pythagorean Theorem, in a right triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the legs. So, in symbols or in formula, we write it as c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Wherein, yung c natin is the hypotenuse o yung longest side na ating right triangle, and then yung a and b, yung ating magiging mga legs. So, according dito sa theorem na to, ang square ng ating hypotenuse ay equal sa sum ng square ng mga legs. So, laging tandaan yung ating Pythagorean Theorem kasi magagamit nyo rin to later pag kayo ay nag-solve ng mga word problems related to this. So, let's have our example. If A is equal to 4 and B is equal to 3, find C. Remember, we have this formula for Pythagorean Theorem. And let's substitute the values of A and B to find the C. A is equal to 4, so that's why we have 4 squared, plus yung B, 3, then squared. So yung C natin is unknown, so just write C. Then 4 squared, or 4 times 4 is 16, then 3 times 3 is 9. 16 plus 9 is 25. Now, we need to get the value of C or the hypotenuse. That's why we have to square root both sides para matanggal yung squared at matira na lang yung C. So, square root natin yung C squared, square root natin ang 25. Makakancel yung 2 or yung squared at yung square root ng 25 is 5. Kasi 5 times 5 is 25. Therefore, yung C natin o yung ating hypotenuse ay 5. Now, let's do the checking. I-substitute lang natin yung 5 sa C. So, 5 squared is equal to 4 squared plus 3 squared. So, 4 squared is 16, then 3 squared is 9, then 5 squared is 25. 16 plus 9 is 25. So, 25 is equal to 25. Therefore, our answer is correct. Our C, or yung ating hypotenuse, itong side na to, yung longest side ng ating right triangle ay equal to 5. Pero papaano kung ang hinahanap naman ay B? Paano naman natin yun masusolve? Let's have A is equal to 11 and C is equal to 12. Substitute natin yan sa ating formula. Ang C natin is 12. So, 12 squared is equal to, yung A is 11, then squared, plus B squared. So, B squared kasi hindi natin alam kung ano ang value ng ating B. 12 squared is 144 and 11 squared is 121. Now, we will move 121 to the other side of the equation, kaya magiging negative na to or minus. Kaya meron na tayong 144 minus 121. Then, maiiwan sa side na to yung B squared. 144 minus 121 is 23. Katulad ng ginawa natin kanina, we have to square root both sides para makuha natin yung B. Therefore, our answer is square root of 23. Hindi na natin ito masisimplify. Kaya ito na mismo yung ating answer. Let's do the checking. So, 12 squared, yun yung ating C, is equal to 11 squared plus square root of 23 squared. So, makakancel na yan. 12 squared is 144 and 11 squared is 121. Dito naman, ang mangyayari is makakancel yung square root. That's why we have 23. 121 plus 23 is 144. So, makikita ninyo, equal sila. Therefore, our answer is correct. Paano naman kung ang nawawala ay yung A? Hahanapin naman natin ngayon yung A, given yung B and C. So, substitute lang natin sa ating formula. Yung C natin is 16, Yung A natin is unknown, kaya A squared na lang, ilagay natin. And yung B natin is 9. So, we have 9 squared. 16 squared is 256, and 9 squared is 81. Ang gagawin natin dito is minus 10. I-move natin yung 81 to the other side, kaya 256 minus 81, we have 175. Get the square root of both sides para makancel yung squared. Maiwan yung A. We have square root of 25 times 7. Pag pinag-times natin yan, that is equal to 175. At yung 25 ay perfect square. Ibig sabihin, pwede nating makuha yung square root nito. Ang square root ng 25 is 5. Kaya pwede natin ilabas sa ating radical sign. Pero yung 7 maiiwan sa loob ng radical sign. Therefore, our A is equal to 5 square root of 7. Paano naman kung i-apply natin siya sa word problem? The size of a TV screen is given by the length of its diagonal. Jose won a Samsung TV from a raffle in Gaisano Mall. The dimensions of the screen is 16 inches by 14 inches. What is the size of Jose's TV screen? So, 16 by 4 yung given. So, let's say 16 yung ating A and B is 14. At ang hahanapin natin is yung C o yung diagonal. So, ito yung size niya, 14 by 16. At ito yung hahanapin natin, yung diagonal niya. At makikita ninyo na meron tayong nabuong right triangle dito sa part na to. So, pwede natin i-apply yung Pythagorean Theorem. So, C squared is equal to 16 squared plus 14 squared using the values of A and B. Then, simplify. 16 squared is 256 and 14 squared is 196. I-add lang natin. We have 452. Then, square root natin both sides para matanggal yung squared. Square root of 452 is 21.26. Hence, the size of a TV screen is 21.26 inches. So, huwag kalimutan na ilagyan ng unit of measure. So, since ito ay tungkol sa inches, ang unit of measure din natin is inches. So, itong kabuuan ng ating TV screen ay 21.26 inches. Another example, a 20-foot ladder is leaning against a vertical wall. If the foot of the ladder is 8 feet from the wall, how high does the ladder reach? So, this is our ladder. And ito yung mga given natin. Yung A natin is 8 and yung B is unknown. Kasi ito ay tungkol sa height ng ating ladder. O yung taas pala ng ating wall. And yung C is our ladder. So, we can say that this ladder is 20 feet. Pagkatapos yung distance ng ladder papunta sa wall is 8 feet. At ang hahanapin natin is yung height. Height nitong wall kung saan nakalagay yung ating ladder. So, let's use the Pythagorean Theorem. Substitute lang natin. Yung A natin is 8, then squared natin. And then yung C natin is 20, is squared lang natin. Yung B natin o yung height ng ating wall ay unknown. Kaya, lagay lang natin B squared. Then, 20 squared is 400 and 8 squared is 64. I-subtract natin or i-minus natin yung 64 sa 400. We have 336. Ngayon, in-square root natin both sides para makancel natin yung squared dito sa B para makuha natin yung B. Square root of 336 is 18.33. Meaning to say, ang height ng ating vertical wall is 18.33 feet. So, feet yung ating unit of measure, kaya feet din ang gagamitin natin. So, 18.33 feet yung height ng ating wall. Another example, during the enhanced community quarantine where there is a price increase of vegetables in the market, many people started to make their own vegetable garden at home. Anna made a rectangular garden 6 meters wide and has a diagonal of 10 meters. Find the perimeter of Anna's garden. So, assuming that this is Anna's garden, and ang given natin is yung A, wherein 6 meters wide, so 6. And then yung C natin is yung ating diagonal na 10 meters. So, itong wide na ating rectangular garden is 6. Pagkatapos, yung kanyang diagonal is 10. Ang hinahanap natin ngayon is itong B para makuha natin yung perimeter. So, pwede natin i-apply yung Pythagorean Theorem. So, yung C natin is 10. So, 10 squared is equal to, yung A is 6 squared plus B squared. Yung B is unknown, kaya ilagay na lang natin B. Then, we have 10 squared, 100. 6 squared is 36. And i-minus natin yung 36 sa 100 para makuha natin yung B. So, 100 minus 36 is 64. Then, get the square root of both sides para makancel yung square dito sa B. Makukuha na natin ngayon ang B. Square root of 64 is 8. Therefore, our B is 8. So, ang sukat or yung length ng ating garden is 8 by 6. Ito na ba ang answer natin, yung B? Okay, remember, ang question natin is find the perimeter. Kaya hindi tayo titigil dito sa pagkuha lang ng B or dito sa sukat ng ating length. Kaya kailangan i-apply natin yung formula about perimeter of rectangle. Perimeter of a rectangle is equal to 2 times the sum of length and width. So, ganoon ang gagawin din natin dito. 2 times yung ating length and width. So, ang length natin is 8, then 6. So, 6 plus 8. So, that is 14. Then, i-times mo sa 2. The answer is 28 meters. So, hence, the perimeter of Anna's garden is 28 meters. So, wag kayong basta titigil lang sa pagkuha ng measurement nitong ating garden. Yung length lang ng garden. So, depende pa rin yan sa itinatanong na question dito sa ating word problem, kaya maging maingat pa rin kayo palagi. And always remember to put the unit of measure. Kung meters, meters din ang ilagay mo sa answer mo. Okay? And that's it for today's lesson. So, again, huwag kalimutan yung Pythagorean Theorem natin. C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. At para mas mapadali, pwede mong gamitin na lang yung formula na to. Kung hinahanap mo yung C o yung hypotenuse, square root mo lang, then get the sum of the squares of the two legs. Kung B naman ang hinahanap mo, tsaka A, imbes na add, ang gagamitin mo is minus. Okay? I-minus mo yung hypotenuse, yung square ng hypotenuse dun sa isang leg na square, then get the square root. So, ganun din dito sa A. Kung A naman ang hinahanap, di i-square mo yung hypotenuse, tapos i-minus mo sa square ng B, then get the square root. Para makuha mo yung mga parts ng ating right triangle. And I hope na nakatulong ang video na to para mas maintindihan mo ang tungkol sa Pythagorean Theorem. And wag mong kalimutan na i-like ito at i-share para mas marami pang mga tao or students ang magmahal sa mathematics. Pwede mo rin akong i-follow sa aking Facebook page, VTeach Channel, para pwede kang mag-send ng mga questions mo kung meron ka pang nais na matutunan sa mathematics. Kita-kita tayo ulit sa susunod kong lesson. So, goodbye!